Steph, anything you want to say?
I was just saying, I can't even say anymore. Crystal pretty much said it all, especially about the miseducation of our children. And we need to generate some type of historical uh, lessons that will not invoke anger, but will just inform children. Because every time you look up, they're watching movies on television, Mississippi Burning, and all these other 12 Years a Slave, and just movies that show how they beat us. And you know what the movies don't show the half of it, of what they have done to us in this country. However, what it does is it invokes anger. And it's almost like these movies are being shown in the public. It's like subliminal seduction. They are showing these movies every other year. There's a new movie that comes out every other year. And every other year you hear us talking about it and how angry we are. Well, we need to develop a new system that will share that history in a realistic way that will not incite anger. That is a major problem.
Wow. Can I interject real quick? And I know you have more to say. Can I?
No,
that as a film person who has a film background, who studied film, have a master's in film, there was a quick story. When I attended Chapman University in the Dodge College, famous college, top notch, one of the leading in California, there was in the hallway, there was the biggest poster of Birth of a Nation. Now, being about only 4 people who were Black, I was one of them, who were in the school at the time, we would question, like, why would that be up there? And the answer we would get is, it's a part of history. It's a part of filmmaking, right? Now, unbeknownst to me, a couple of years ago, when more students came in of African Americans, they petitioned to take it down, and it came down. So I understand what you're saying, Stephanie, that the images on there it is subliminal, and it does leave a lasting mark. But let me just dive deeper in what you're saying. When I see a Black movie, or my wife watch a Black movie, the first thing we say to ourselves is it believable? Is it believable to have a Black hero? Is it and we question it. Is it believable? Because for many years, even before I was born, we grew up with comedy. The only thing a Black actor could do was what? Singing and comedy, right? Or pretend to be a slave. Right. And that was even in cartoons, Bugs Bunny and all that. It was in there, the Chuck and Jive, the blackface. So now we've grown up in that era. So how can we chisel that out? Because if we question it, like you said, if we get angry at those movies, how can the other sides, how can they believe it? You see, that's the question.
Yeah, but their perceptions are very different. Yeah. You know, the movie that came out, this came out Independence Day. And
wait, hold on, Steph. I want to hear what you have to say. Crystal, can you mute 1 minute? I know you wanted something to say. I'm getting feedback.
Okay, so that movie Independence Day came out. Yeah. And you know, America is the only people who can help the whole world. And so they showed this, and at the end of the movie, okay, they found out how to kill the aliens. So they showed different parts of the world of people who had joined us. So they showed an Arab nation, they showed the army and them in their camp. They showed the Chinese nation with these beautifully built architecture buildings, you know. And then when it came to the Black people, they showed Africa with some kids running through the jungle with speed. Yeah. And I was like, I cannot believe that they showed that. That is what I'm talking about. That is so, and a lot of Black people we laugh at other African people because those are the images that have been put in front of us, and that's all we know. And
Yeah.
it's the same thing with the mainstream America. They see those images and, oh, that's easy to believe.
Yeah.
Okay, that's comfortable, to believe that.
Yeah.
And so, and that's where we're stuck.
Yeah.
We're stuck right there.
Yeah. Go ahead, Crystal. Thank you, Steph.
Yes, I see Stephanie's point of view, but however, I'm one to believe that in teaching history or teaching about our culture or teaching about American history, that we need to see this stuff displayed in the way it's being displayed. It doesn't matter how it's being displayed as long as it's being displayed, because it puts it on the table. It puts it up for discussion. If we didn't show these movies, would we have these discussions? Would we have these forums? Would we have people talking about the positive and negative about it, the pros and cons? It's important that this stuff stay on the table. So I don't care how it's misrepresented, because we have the ability to re-represent it. We have the ability to take it and say, you see what was wrong with that? You see what was right with that? Let's take this, let's move that, let's do this. If we take it off the table altogether, I can almost guarantee you, we probably wouldn't discuss it in the forums, in the larger forums that we're discussing it in. And just because America uses every situation that just like they show Black people rioting and doing all this stuff. You didn't hear not one news. I mean, you barely seen anything when those people did that insurrection of the White House. They didn't see it in bad light. They just saw it as angry people that was mad at the exchange of government or presidency or whatever. But they didn't put all the taglines on it that they put on when Black people do this stuff. I mean, in my opinion, we need to see movies like that so we can correct, so we can put them in the right perspective, so we can comment on them, so that we can be brought to our attention that yes, this is a misrepresentation, but it was a misrepresentation in the past. It's a misrepresentation in the future. And we need to change the way this is looking. And sometimes, like some movies, I don't even look like that one about the I think it was the 5 Black boys that got accused in New York. I haven't even looked at that movie yet, because I see Black people being killed in the streets every day, and I could not. That's one movie I saw 1 minute, about probably the first 15 minutes of it, when the police was interrogating a little 13-year-old boy. That broke my heart. I wouldn't look at that movie for that reason. I said, I am not going to sit up and watch this stuff tear me apart while I see this every day in my life. So yes, I have the ability to turn it on and turn it off. So, but I don't mind it being displayed on TV, because I want people to know what went wrong. President Trump went off and said, give them all the death penalty.
Yeah.
And they weren't even guilty, and we knew that as mothers, as parents, as people, as women that have Black children. We know that our boys have been put in very precarious situations all their lives, and they continue to be in those situations. But if we don't have this forum where we can see these movies and we can discuss in depth what's wrong, what's right, what's indifferent about them, then I don't think it would come out. And I think even though we've seen them and we're tired, we're like doing this over and over again. We have kids coming up today that have never seen it. They have no idea. I had to actually put my daughter in an HBCU and put her in a Black audience, because she was raised in the area we live in. I'm not going to say. And so she didn't think anything about the differences between, Caucasians and Blacks, or what she was subjected to, but through me. And the only way that I could wake her up was to put her in an environment where she can be lifted up and see people like her doing great things. You know, and so it's important, both aspects. I mean, I can understand Stephanie's point, but I like to see that stuff keep going on TV. The lies, all of it, because that's what this country is built on.
You're right. I totally agree with Crystal as far as keep it on. I'm not saying take it off. That's for sure. Ooh.
You're on.
Okay. I'm not saying take it off. All I'm saying is our reaction to it should be that of what you were saying, you know, let the truth come out of it and teach our children from it. But there should be some history behind it, and it should be written in our history books. It should be included in education, not these bits and pieces that you see every once in a while. You know, I mean, there have been so many atrocities. I mean, these people were barbaric. And we see these things on television these days. All I'm saying is that a lot of it incites anger. But I think that the history should be rewritten in our, become a part of our educational curriculum in our institutions in this country.